We've created a business that's turned out to be much bigger and much better than we expected. So we're looking for one person in every country or state to join us and take on the sole rights there. Now, this is Western medication. The top 35 pharmaceutical companies turned over more than $11 trillion last year. Now, the opposite to that is natural healing. But there's never before been one central point where people can see all forms of natural healing. So we created one. It's taken us 2 years and over $100,000 to create, but we have 200 categories for practitioners and therapists. We've had 430,000 visitors just getting it set up, 14,000 Facebook followers, all our followers, and an A to Z of over 700 natural healing remedies. So let me show you around. Let's find this one, that's the one. This is the main site, and it works very simply. You have an A to Z index. Click on A, you see all the different illnesses beginning with A. We'll try aching joints. When we click on that, we get to see all the different remedies to go with aching joints. Very simple. Let's have a look at B quickly. See quite a lot there. Let's have a look at C. Hundreds of different ones. Now we have a directory. The directory is very simple, and this is what we want you to run in your particular country. This one we're setting up here, and it works exactly the same way with an A to Z. Click on the modality that you want. You get to see a list of the practitioners in the area. Click on their site, and you go straight through to their Facebook site, to their listing, to their website, whatever they prefer. Now let's have a look at another one. We've got an index of herbs here. This is how we started. We started making a list of herbs, and again, using the A to Z index, we listed all the herbs, and then we listed what the herbs were good for. That's how this whole thing started. And again, hundreds of different ones. Now, we've also got an online store. Let's have a look here. Online store. This one has over 3,000 different products in it. Everything to do with natural. Just to give you an idea. Let's try well-being. So everything that our customers want can be found there. Okay, I have a list of suppliers later on. So now let's get back to where we were. Just got to find the right one here. Here we go. Okay, that's just a rough idea. Now, remedies need practitioners. So what we're doing is we're adding a directory in each country. And this makes a lot of sense because we have the basic information all on one website, which anybody around the world can contact. But then they go to a directory in their own country. That's where you come in. Now, each listing gets their own page, and it can be a page of their information. It can be a link to their web page, their website, their Facebook site, whatever they prefer. Now, there's also going to be a lot of content, because content is what drives people to websites. If you've got an illness, you want to talk to other people who have the same illness. You want to find out what they used. And when it's natural, there's not a lot of information out there, but combining it all together under one website, that makes a huge difference. So we've got the foundation, and there's no currency listed there. It's an international foundation. So we want you to add a directory for your country in your own currency. Now, if you open your own directory, we've got the software for you. That's easy. Or if you've got an existing directory, we can just link that in. Very simple. And different countries have different marketing methods. We can show you ours. We show you the research that we've done, what we think works in certain countries, but you know your country far better than us. Now, we'll help you get going too. It's not just a phone call. You start, of course, with Googling all the information you want, the therapist to contact, the groups and other directories in your country. and we share all the new ideas as they come in. So we all work together. Virtual is the easiest one to sell at the moment, and I'll tell you why. The first person in a country in a certain category gets all the inquiries from that country. So that's very simple to sell. Now, 100 or just over 100 of the categories we have are virtual. So there's your first 100 sales, very simple. And then you can break it down into one virtual in each main city and give you several hundred more. Social media, of course, is the only way to go. We produce ads for practitioners like this. We produce advertising for virtuals, for customers, and these we send to you every week so you can use them and you can give them to your practitioners or your category managers to use. As we test out new remedies, we produce adverts for them and they get circulated too. Now you have lots of other revenue streams. An online shop, of course, because your practitioners, most of them have products they want to sell, but they've never had this central point before. So simply create one, take 50% or whatever you negotiate. So you have links to suppliers because they want to get involved. They want to sell their products to the practitioners. And then you've got targeted marketing. Now there's 200 categories. Each one has a sponsor. Now let's take the category yoga. Who would want to sponsor and have an advert next to every yoga listing? Somebody who supplies yoga equipment or yoga training. Targeted marketing, that works very well. Then you've got newsletters. You can bring out your own products if you want to. And then you've got international advertising. You have a new product in your country. How do you get it to 100 other countries? Simply through us. We can market it to all the other directories. So imagine how the remedies will grow. Well, we've got people all over the world sending in more and more remedies. We'll be running non-clinical trials. Clinical is way too expensive and takes too long, but all we'll do is we'll test out a new remedy this week for, let's say, asthma. We get the results back from the people, and they tell us what works and what doesn't. So practitioners and grannies, they add their remedies from all over the world. That's excellent. Marketing methods, the two most popular is practitioners pay per listing or they pay a percentage of sales. You can use either, both, or whatever you do in your country. Everyone is different. One of the ones that we use is called category managers, and that's very simple. You sell the rights to a category for, let's say, $250, and they do all the sales, and they share the revenue. So a category manager for, let's stick with yoga, they contact all the yoga practitioners, they sell them a listing, they sell the sponsorship, they sell any advertising, and they share the profits with you on a 50-50 basis. They have sole rights to that category. Now that gets you a couple of hundred workers if you want, at one each, but they'll probably buy 5, 6, 7 each. Entrepreneurs certainly will, but the idea there is that they do all the work and you simply manage them. Now, medicinal cannabis is also an option. One of our sister companies is Cannabis Oil Research, and Healing with Cannabis has created over 600 protocols to help people with various illnesses, including cancer. But that depends on the rules in your country, the laws in your country, and also in your beliefs in medicinal cannabis. So there's a few revenue streams. You've got category managers, 250. So that should be 200 category managers. 250 each, or whatever you decide. Listings, $39. Sponsors, $99. Now I'm saying listings here, $39. In, for instance, USA and Europe, it'll be around $39. In maybe Africa and India, it might only be $19. So just to give you an idea of revenue, if you had 10 areas, let's just say 10 cities in one state in the USA times 200 categories, and you only had one listing in each area, that alone is $78,000 a month. So getting there is hard, but when you get there, it's huge money. The bigger you get, the bigger you become, the easier it gets. We use what's called a build slowly system. So what you do is you start contacting all the practitioners, you tell them it's $39 for the next 6 months, and some will say yes, some will say no. The majority will say yes, because $39 for 6 months, that's a good deal. It's just to try it out. If they're stubborn and say no, just say, look, I'll give you 6 months free trial. just so you can check it out for yourself. Now, what that does is it builds a directory. Let's just say you get 10 a day, that's 200 a month in 6 months. You've got well over 1,000 people in your directory. And then suddenly people see a big directory, and that's what makes it work. Now, traffic to the main site. That is quite unreal. Imagine the traffic if we all promote the same site to start with, which is our basic foundation. All the directories will be linked to there. And what the computer does, or the software does, is it looks at your URL, sees you're from the USA, so it gives you USA prices. If you're from Czechoslovakia, it gives you those prices. Now, your cost is equivalent to 20 sales per month. So in the USA, it's 20 times $39. Basically, that's what your cost is. Now, there's no charge for the sole rights. So we give you the sole rights, ads, videos, everything to date. What you do is you pay up front for 6 months. So 20 sales a month for 6 months comes to $4,680. If you need a website added as well, it brings it up to $5,500. If you're selling at $19 a listing, then the prices are a lot lower. So the idea is we want to get a lot of people into this. The more people we get, the quicker it grows, the more we will make in the end. After 6 months, your monthly costs are 5%. That's all. Now that covers the foundation's running costs and allows us to update it, keep loading it, and keep it looking good. All the other revenue is yours. So talk to me. I'm looking for people with a passion for healing that want to get the public back to natural healing. The biggest inquiry we get every day is, how do I get off Western medication? So give me a call or send me an email and let's get started.